NCP MP Sunil Tatkare and Maharashtra Minister Chhagan Bhujbal has visited the Devgiri bungalow to meet Deputy Chief Minister Sunitra Ajit Pawar. MLA Anil Patil was also present during the meeting. Let me quickly hop across to Ms. Lakshmi Joshi to get in her perspectives as well, because ma'am, things have been extremely hush-hush, and you know that when things are hush-hush, there's something most probably brewing in the backdrop. How are you viewing the meetings that have taken place, the fact that there are no proper answers that are coming to the forefront, and like Advocate Manasvi Thapar was saying, this is all happening before the monsoon session is set to take place?
Hello, Priya. I think that what my good friend Manasvi Thapar has said, I think that is just half a part of a story. In fact, there are a lot of things that are a little misplaced in that story also. So let me just remind you that this thing about some political party which has not been the single largest majority party, and yet being in rule has happened a lot of times before. Let me just remind you that in 1996 Lok Sabha elections, uh, BJP had 161 Lok Sabha seats, and it was the time of Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and yes, he did take over as the prime minister, and yet after 13 days he had to resign because he did not find support from the during the floor test. And then that happened in the Lok Sabha, and so after that, then you had the United Front, which was a coalition government, and which had a lot of other coalition members. And then now coming to the states, in Delhi, the BJP had won in 2013. It had won 31 out of 70 seats, and yet it sat in the opposition because it fell short of majority. In Karnataka, the BJP won 104 out of 224 seats in 2018, and yet, in spite of Mr. Yedurappa forming the government, he again failed to clear the floor test, and the Congress and the JDS, they formed the government in spite of not having the numbers. So that has happened in Maharashtra also, where in spite of having a pre-poll alliance with the Shiv Sena, the BJP sat in the opposition because the Shiv Sena instead, after the results, chose to join hands with the Congress and with the NCP, which was something that was completely out of the blue, and it was completely an ideologically completely different kind of a coalition. So all of these things have been happening, and yet at that time nobody chose to say that our democracy is in danger or anything of that sort. But now today, when the BJP is actually seeking to pass some bills, at that time, yes, about the delimitation, there have been a lot of debates that have been happening over the past so many years. So, in spite of that, somehow there is a large section that chooses to say that these bills have been passed under brute majority, which is not the case. There have been a lot of discussions, and in spite of the fact that a lot of the concerns have been taken into consideration, and the government did put across a lot of things saying that yes, there will be, they understand the concerns of the southern states that they will lose seats. So then they even came up with a formula of a rise in 50% for all states, which is like a fair ask for all states. And in spite of that, some of them, just for the fact that they did not want these bills to be passed by the BJP, they actually rejected this bill. Now that is just one part of the story, Pia. Now in the NCP, now since we are talking about the NCP today, the NCP, actually there have been all these issues from quite some time. See, now the fact of the matter is that again, now this being like almost a family run party, Mr. Sharad Pawar's daughter and his nephew, that is Miss Supriya Sule and Ajit Pawar, they definitely had a lot of tussles because they want, I mean, both of them wanted supremacy in the party after Mr. Sharad Pawar, and that was not clearly happening in favor of Mr. Ajit Pawar, who felt that he has bigger clout in the party. and that is why he wanted a bigger dominance, and he also wanted some kind of a role in the state leadership, at least since Miss Supriya Sule was looking into the central scheme of things. So this I think since he did not find favor in a lot of things, he obviously had a lot of issues. So then that is why he found better prospects in other with other parties, and with the NDA, and that is why he chose to break away from his own party, and he chose to break away with a few of his members, and that is how he joined the NDA. Now, ever since his death, again, then or even before his death, there were talks about the two factions of the Sharad Pawar and the Ajit Pawar factions of the NCP, both of them coming together and creating another single party again. Now, there were a lot of issues, especially after his death, because then, obviously, the bigger or the
Okay.
chunkier part was with the Ajit Pawar faction, and so the senior leaders like Mr. Praful Patel, they did not want to lose dominance, and of course, so that is why Miss Sunitra Pawar also, she herself having been in active politics, and she herself being very dynamically involved in the central government also, and at state level also. That is why she became the deputy chief minister, and she took over the mantle of the leadership. Now again, all these questions of the merger of the two factions of the party
Okay.
are coming, and at the same time BJP stands to gain an advantage by this kind of a scenario, by both of them supporting the NDA, and that is how things stand. So it's not just the BJP who's trying to break these parties, but also these parties are not able to hold their members because of lack of ideology or because of poor prospects. So that is how it is, Pia.
Okay, all right. Let me get in a word from Mr. Nasim Siddiqui, who's joined us on the broadcast. I appreciate you taking out time and your perspectives on the same, because, like I was saying earlier, there have been many statements that have been made that the meeting happening was a pure coincidence, and there's nothing really to look into it. Help us understand what exactly has happened amid the buzz that is taking place.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. All these are going from last 20 days, 15 days that we are going with the NDA. But it is not true. We are not going with the NDA. We are not going for any merger. You are listening me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you, sir.
We are not merging with the Congress, and we are not merging with the Ajit Pawar faction. We are the secular party, and we have the secular credential. So we have the ideology, independent ideology. Sharad Pawar is the tallest leader of the country, and all the MPs and MLAs are united under the leadership of Pawar Saab. I don't think the party will go with the NDA and all these things. It may be the discovery of the media. It may be when my Pawar Saab met to the DCM Eknath Shinde in a Vidhan Bhavan, but he was hospitalized and he came, then he go to meet him, just like a courtesy. So there is no question. We are going with the NDA, and this is the rumor. I deny all this. There is no fact all in this big document.
Okay, sir. Okay, all right. Let me put out some more breaking information that we're tracking at this point in time. Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde has reached Delhi with 6 rebel MPs from Shiv Sena UBT who earlier joined the Shinde-led Shiv Sena. Reacting to this, Shiv Sena spokesperson Krishna Hegde has said that the MPs who were with Uddhav Thackeray are no longer with his MPs. They are Shiv Sena's MPs and they are Eknath Shinde's MPs. He added that Eknath Shinde, Shrikant Shinde and these 6 MPs of our Shiv Sena were in Delhi. They also met Home Minister Amit Shah. Hegde further said that they updated him on the ongoing work in their respective areas. Apart from this, they discussed what projects could be undertaken in the areas by the centre, how much development funds they require and how can they work more strongly in the public and social interest. Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde reached Delhi with 6 rebel MPs. Of course, I've told you all the details that we have tracked on that front. Let me get in a word from Mr. Shekhar Vijayan, who's been very patient with us up until now. Sir, your assessment, because at one end we've spoken about the NCP-SP, but what's happening with the Shiv Sena UPT as well. How exactly are you assessing the situation?
Priya, thank you for having me over. I think politics is also about perception. Sometimes the meeting is more important than the outcome. Even if no formal decision is even taken, the optics alone can unsettle the allies. We have seen that. It also energizes supporters and force every political party to rethink its strategy. We've also realized that, Maharashtra is actually India's laboratory of coalition politics. It's not the first time it's happening. It's happened in the past. It's going to happen in the future too. And that's the future of politics in India and in the world. Uh, when we say coalition politics, it's not about politics which is conflicting. It's about ideologies which are matching. It's about people coming in together to trying to make a difference. And I think what's happening is a blueprint for the future. Uh, I also believe parties have understood this. Parties have understood that they have to make that impression. They have to work for the voters. They have to try to make a difference. And they also realize that when they get into coalition politics, it's going to be increasing. It's going to be increasingly fluid. See, leaders are not judged just by ideology, but by their ability to build workable political equations. And that's going to be the blueprint for how things work. I think more than anything else, this is creating a lot of discussion. There's a lot of discussion around this on social media. They're actually talking about it. And I also believe regional leaders continue to shape national politics. I've always mentioned this. I think regional leaders are the ones who are going to really make a difference more than central leadership, because they are going to, pull the rung. They're also going to be the people who are going to make a difference here. The regional leaders will get in their regional allies, will get in the supporters, and that can make a big difference in terms of elections or in terms of how parties adopt their stance. It also reflects on ideology of the party. If your ideology is strong, if your ideology is strong and it cannot be weakened, you won't have a problem like this. Coalition politics is happening because the parties which are in question are not strong enough, and they're not able to pull they're not able to pull the party together. That's why the party's moving in different directions. And it goes without saying, you want numbers, you have numbers, you will win. If you don't have numbers, you won't win. See, winning begets winning. If you don't win, you don't, obviously you're going to end up doing this. But what's also important is the voters' confidence is important. You also need to understand that you are trying to make a difference to a constituency, you're trying to make a difference to the end voter. That's most important. So I think coalition politics is the blueprint for the future. Coalition politics is going to happen, and Maharashtra has always seen this happening. We've been discussing this for the last 6 to 8 months since what happened to Ajit Pawar. So this was bound to happen sometime in the future. And Sharad Pawar has always been in the thick of things from the time it's happened. He's always been in the center of action, whether he's been in at the forefront or at the back front. We all know he's right there somewhere, always middle of this. So this is bound to happen. This was expected.
Right, absolutely. I request you to stay on with us. Let's put out some more breaking information. NCP-SP MP Supriya Soli has said that all 8 MPs